Town.
We're good? Oh, we're running. Okay. Welcome to Clemson, South Carolina for the annual Palmetto Bowl. This year, we're at historic Riggs Field. We actually have the national anthem going on right now, so we're going to... So, is it cut on us now? All right, welcome on into beautiful Clemson, South Carolina, historic Riggs Field. Sorry about any hiccups in the beginning here. I'm Luke Cahill, joined by Alex Pedersen. Today we have the number 10 Clemson Tigers taking on the number 3 South Carolina Gamecocks. It's the Palmetto Bowl. It's everything you want to see, Alex, and we're off.
Yeah, and let's not be disturbed by these numbers. I mean, we're looking at a 10v3 matchup, but this is the Palmetto Bowl. This is a rivalry game. All bets are off. Anything can happen. I'd love to see what these Tigers can do at home today.
Alex, we have probably the most beautiful setting we've had all year, and we're not at our normal home turf here. We are at historic Riggs Field in Clemson, South Carolina, where the Clemson men's and women's soccer teams play, as well as the women's lax team. The Tigers setting it up here on the first offensive possession. We have quite the crowd here today. Over here on the booth side, it's unfortunate that we don't have a camera to do the service that is due to this huge crowd, but we do have a huge crowd and a beautiful night. Great opportunity for these guys. And a goal right off the bat! Guess who? One of the M&M brothers. Holden Morrison buries one. A minute and 8 seconds in. Before we can even mention nerves, Alex, it's 1-0.
Yeah, and we were talking early on before the game that we needed to get the crowd into this game, and look at Holden Morrison getting us right into it right away. Oh boy, it could get dark for these Gamecocks real quick.
The junior not wasting any time, putting the Clemson Tigers on the board. And we begin again here. Thought nerves might be a factor. The Tigers, very smooth first minute. Before we could even get into anything, Alex. A lot of this was made possible by the Clemson Lacrosse family, and this is really a treat, Alex, to be able to call this game from this booth here. We have a lot of people coming in from all over the country to watch this game. This is America's Game of the Week. That's, again, like you say, we only wear suits for America's Game of the Week. We're honored that we got the budget for it. And as Clemson, as a shot is saved by South Carolina, they look to clear. Alex, how excited are you for today?
Oh, I could not be more excited. And like you said, people have been coming in from all across the country. I've heard of people from California coming in for this game.
Where the ball at?
I mean, you hear on the news about all these TSA wait times. I just checked Greenville-Spartanburg, and it's 4 hours just for people coming in for this Clemson Lacrosse Classic.
So what happens when the Palmetto Bowl is at historic Riggs. As South Carolina looks to start their first possession. Clemson defense digging in. Tigers coming to this game 8-2. South Carolina also 2 losses, but 2 more wins as well. As we see a shot weakly go wide and the crowd roars and applauds in approval as Adam Neal gets it to clear. The senior president of Clemson Lacrosse, one of the many who are responsible for today's setup.
You know, we spoke with Adam actually early on in one of our production meetings, and he talked about his pregame routine. He said this year he started showering before the game, and that it, quote, changed his life, loosened him right up. We've seen that early on as he looks very loose out there.
Landon Snyder calmly letting the offense set up. Gino Petrungolo, our Italian stallion, as Alex calls him, setting up top. Interesting thing early on to see, Alex, is as we get another shot, another goal! Landon Snyder! Money for nothing! 2-0 Tigers!
Landon Snyder assisted by his best friend, Gennaro Petrungolo.
And we're looking at the replay here.
As we
Gino,
see a
little
hot step.
half dodge, little swing to the left, and Landon buries it.
2-0 Tigers early on. This is just what we were saying. This crowd is rocking.
A quick move in the finish. Buries it. I talked to Landon earlier today, and I was asking Landon, hey, are you nervous? How do you feel about this game? How are the nerves? He's like, I'm pretty nervous. I'm pretty excited, though. And that first hit, that first goal, first something's to get me into the game. I think he's into the game now.
I would say those nerves are all but gone. Some commotion in the booth here for quite a move there by the Clemson face-off team as McNulty sets up.
Dang.
Yeah, no. Here comes Landon Snyder again. Nick Fasaro, another senior who will be featured in our halftime senior video today, Alex.
That ain't work.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to attend one of the practices this week and speak to some of those graduating seniors and ask them really about what this team meant to them. So stay tuned at halftime. We might have a little special presentation for you there.
Landon gives it to McNulty. The lefty buries another goal. And Clemson's up 3-0 before the under 10 mark here.
You know,
this crowd is loving it, Alex.
They are, and this is one of those moments where if it were a basketball game, that head coach would be running out onto the court to call a timeout. This South Carolina team needs to reset or things could get bad quick.
As you see on the instant replay, McNulty with his patented three-quarter shot buries it low and away on the goalie. It's 3-0 Clemson.
And not only is it 3-0, but it's 3-0 with one goal each from our top three goal scorers. So if those guys are all going, you can't stop this team. They will be a buzzsaw for the rest of the day if those guys stay as hot as they look right now. Clemson averaging 15.5 goals per game. Already ahead of pace right now.
Another face-off win. That's the Fogo sophomore Logan Jordan on that win. And here comes the Tigers once more on offense. Retreated to the defensive side of the field, and here they come. Another opportunity for a break. McNulty shooting. Bounce shot is saved this time by the South Carolina goaltender. We're still filling in here at Riggs, and it's already 3-0. The Tigers have answered the bell early. But there is a number 3 next to that USC logo for a reason, Alex. It's never safe to get comfortable against this team. We'll surely see that later here today as the Tigers look to dig in defensively. A lot of these defensemen having a really nice season.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of this Tigers offense. I'd like to see a little bit more of this defense. Obviously, you want the ball to be in the offensive zone, but let's see what these guys can do.
As Adam Neal shades the midfielder on the Gamecocks to the left, they look to work around Jack Brick on defense. The bounce shot and a buried goal by South Carolina as they answer the 3 goals with a goal of their own. Dare I say this game might be a shootout?
It looks that way. You know, these are two explosive offensive teams. You know, looking back at their schedules, Clemson has won their games by an average of 8.5 goals. South Carolina by just about 7. These teams come out hot, and they like to blow teams out. So we're going to look to see a lot of goals. It's going to be a high-flying day, and I mean, would you believe it if I told you that there'd be 3-1 before the sun even dipped below the Blue Ridge Mountains back there? Alex,
this game is a track meet. And one thing I want to point out here, as you may see on your live stream, over on the South Carolina defensive side of the field, as Clemson digs in on defense themselves, but on the South Carolina defensive side of the field, there's a little bit of a shade and an overhang. I wonder how hard it is for the goalie to pick up the ball on shots for South Carolina. It will be interesting to see that later as it gets a little darker, as another stuff and stop by this defense.
Yeah,
Luke Romano.
It might be for Emerson Smith.
And a shot goes wide. Jack Brick hounding the ex-attackman. And a yard sale. Here comes the crowd of roaring in approval once more, Alex. This crowd, one of our keys. They're getting the players pretty fired up out here. Jack Brick looking to clear it, and he does. Tyler Superzinski swinging it around, keeping it. Landon shaking off those nerves. Snyder again looking to set up the offense. Before we can even get to the keys of the game, Alex, we were going to talk about the attackmen. Let me tell you, we were saying facilitate the offense through attackmen. All three have scored. All three of those leading scorers. Wonder out there, we're sure we'll call his name a few times today as well. Another goal.
Holden Morrison again. And he was the big star of the last weekend, from what we heard. Obviously, we don't travel with the team. They don't cover our expenses because we have high standards when it comes to that. We only fly private. But look at this goal from Holden Morrison.
As we look at Morrison, little nylon as he pumps his fist. Morrison's not one of those kids who shies away from the moment at all. He is an energetic guy. I remember the first time I met him, we interviewed him after a game. He's coming across the field, big smile, pumping his fist, a lot like he just did right there. The Tigers are feeding off this crowd. Looks like South Carolina's never really seen a crowd like this on the lacrosse field.
Maybe not on the lacrosse field, but
get the ball.
I'd say there's probably about a few thousand people here. I'd say maybe 3,000-4,000. That's about their average attendance for a football game. So I'd say they're pretty used to this number.
The Tigers, not only the crowd, but the sideline of Clemson Tigers is energetic and roaring themselves. We saw them at practice yesterday, Alex. We knew they were going to have that edge today. It's important to keep it, though, throughout this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from what we saw, the ball never hit the ground, and it looks like they're picking up right where they
Morrison wants the ball. He wants another shot, and it's smothered by the South Carolina goaltender. Excellent start. Can't draw it up any better. 4-1 Clemson. 6:30 left to go here in the first. Brick trying to push his man off the side, and a beautiful save by Emerson Smith. Gets down on one knee, cuts off the angle. Wasn't put in the greatest position by his defense. He bails him out, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, Emerson Smith we've talked about him extensively as one of the anchors of this team. You know, this defense doesn't break down often, but when they do, he's always there to make that play.
Blow by and a shot way wide. I'm sure some of the Clemson fans have something to say about it.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of these Clemson fans have assembled behind the South Carolina bench here and given them a bit of a piece of their mind.
As another shot goes way wide, both not on net. Smith smothers one, and then the defense says, all right, you saved that, made that beautiful save for us. We'll help you out and make sure these shots don't even get to you. Talk about a defense who trusts their goalie and a goalie who trusts their defense. It's a beautiful thing to see. Another yard sale. Clemson will clear it again. Far side of the field, working his way towards us in the booth, Adam Neal. He'll come off, and relief comes on Daniel McNulty. McNulty accompanied by Carter Gregory out there at the midfield position. Landon Snyder already with a goal, looking to add to his stat sheet early on. Gino working his way in there. Some big leaders on the Tigers, and a bounce shot saved.
Something cool to look out for on that line. We just had both number 33 and 24 out there. Those would be the McNulty brothers. Pretty cool watching them work out there together.
South Carolina looked like they had numbers for half a second. Couldn't get the defense rotating enough. They had to pull it back out and set it up. Tigers defense has been pretty solid early on. Besides that one goal, Smith had to make a flashy save not too long ago. We can't emphasize enough how excited we are to be in this atmosphere. This is a beautiful Clemson night. The type of night that, and the ball goes wide of the net. We'll pick up on that in a sec as South Carolina continues to threat. But this is the type of night that makes any student want to go here, or anybody who's not committed yet to Clemson to go here. A beautiful day and a beautiful night here in Clemson. Alex, can't have asked for much better here at Historic Riggs.
Absolutely not. And yeah, as anyone who goes here would say, I came here for the lacrosse. This is a lacrosse school, and I'm a lacrosse fan, and you know, I've really gotten more even than I bargained for.
Did the football team have 8 wins this year? No, I don't think so.
Not sure, I haven't checked that stat in a while.
And another shot wide, and this defense doing their job. Alex, I know we're up here in the box, but you could feel the positive energy coming from the Tigers and maybe a little bit of forcing early from South Carolina. Obviously a lot of time left, and another deflection and steel jack brick with the quick stick work.
Yeah, I think the Tigers caught these Gamecocks a little bit on their heels today. And it looks like the crowd really isn't helping them.
Grayson Donahue on that clear.
Doesn't look like it's going to get any better for a South Carolina fan. We're looking at number 24 staring down your defense.
Clemson looking to ride the crowd. McNulty looking to give them something else to cheer for, although they've had plenty so far. Looking to keep it up. Ty Bleach in there at the top. Jack Wonder, Landon Snyder accompanying them down in the X position. Tyler Sukrasinski has helped on a few clears early on as well here. A swim move from Bleach. Sukrasinski swings it. Morrison looking for another one, and he's got it! Send it in!
And they're throwing their hats already in the first
With
quarter.
2 minutes to go.
2 minutes to go in the first quarter. There's not a hat in sight. They're all on the field. I don't know if our graphics team can see that, but
Few pairs of South Carolina cleats left out there on that move as Morrison is taking advantage from this near side.
yeah. And we see our first hat trick of the day. Once again, before the sun has even crested the upper deck of Clemson Memorial Stadium out to our west.
That is beginning to become his calling card, Alex. Hat tricks in a few minutes. Tigers will win another face-off here, and they do.
Shout out to any Morrisons watching back home. This has got to be quite the show. And you can only expect more for number 26.
One of our fan favorites here, Holden Morris. Giving this crowd a good reason. If you haven't seen this kid play lacrosse, it's a joy. He plays with a lot of energy, a lot of goals, and he's only a junior, which means still more after today.
Yeah, I think the way he moves out there, it looks like he loves lacrosse almost as much as you love talking.
I don't know anybody who loves anything more than I love talking, but I might give it to you. McNulty says, well, he has too. Why can't I score? Landon takes a shot. High and wide, and South Carolina gets a clear. This Clemson defense is going to dig in. And a penalty flag flies. I think the ref forgot that lacrosse was a contact sport, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a bit of a chase down, little LeBron James block there from Ty Bleach. That was all hustle, all heart, and I didn't know that hustle and heart were penalty causing things these days. But
either way, South Carolina. Either way you slice it, South Carolina has the ball. Down 5-1. Hearing a little bit of a bologna sandwich cheer over to the right, except for it's just BS over on the right by some of the Clemson faithful. Clemson up 5-1 here. The man down, though. South Carolina looking to work inside it. Defense looking to clear it, make it difficult. People banging around. You can tell this game means a lot to both these teams right now. Another hit. Players are just hitting to hit right now. Surprised we didn't see another flag. Considering the contact, the penalty was on, and we have a shot and a save. Emerson Smith slides to his side, and another save on his knee. He's gone down on his knee a few times today, cutting off that angle. Goaltender dialed in for the Tigers early, bailing his defense out on the man down. They're looking to clear it. Alex, was 15 seconds ago. Clemson has dominated the first quarter, 5-1.
Yeah, and a lot of it thanks to number 48, Emerson Smith, our goalie. You know, he's a stoic guy. He's doesn't let anything faze him.
5 seconds. Can South Carolina get another shot off? Maybe a buzzer beater. They don't. The Tigers hold on. Landon Snyder throws his arms in the air. You could see the energy from one team. You could see the, oh boy, can this be a long day from the other.
Yeah, I think one of these teams is starting to realize that this isn't women's basketball. You know, Dawn Staley's not going to come out of that locker room and lead you to a blowout victory here. You're going to actually need to tighten your bootstraps and face these Tigers head on.
When you like move it up and down, is it jerky for you? Oh, this is it. I'm just like this? No.
First quarter over here, Alex. You get a few face-off wins, a few good passes, a couple of goals. You're up 5-1. And the defense, let's not forget about them as well.
Oh, that's so much
Jack
better.
Brick has had his stick in a few passing lanes, initiating a couple clears here. Led to some transition goals. It's a fully put together first quarter. Can't ask for much more.
$100.
Absolutely not. You know, a lot of stuff going on out there that you don't see on the stat sheet. A lot of hustle. A lot of, like you said, from Jack Brick, a lot of hounding on defense. You know, getting physical. We saw that last possession looked a little bit more like rugby. It looked like probably the most contact this soccer field has ever seen in just that little 30-second span. But I'd love to see more of that. You know, these guys are playing up to the moment. Really, you can tell this is a huge moment. The crowd showed out. The people of Clemson, looks like a few people from Columbia, showed out, and we're looking at a pretty hotly contested Palmetto Bowl.
I love the physicality here, Alex. 5-1 early on. Tigers lead. Gamecocks dangerous coming in at the number 3 team in the country. Clemson's taking it to them early. Like we said, it's a rivalry game. Not sure how much those rankings are going to matter to either of these teams. It never has when it's Clemson and South Carolina.
You know, I can only see 2 numbers right now.
Oh, we figured it out.
And those numbers are 5 and 1.
Yeah.
Let's see if these guys can extend that lead.
Tigers look to win another face-off to start the second quarter here. Second quarter underway in beautiful Clemson, South Carolina, Riggs Field. Luke Cahill, Alex Pedersen, if you guys are just joining us. The Tigers, led by Holden Morrison, dominated the first quarter. Tigers starting this quarter on the man down, up 5-1. We already have a hat trick in this game by Morrison.
Yeah, and just for those of you that have been joining us recently, it's not only been a great offensive game for the Tigers, some great defense on display as well, especially by number 48, Emerson Smith, in goal. You know, we were talking before the game about whether or not this moment would affect these guys, but Emerson told us actually that he listens to the same playlist that he has since high school before every
Ball
game.
slips away from South Carolina.
So he is always ready. Nothing different about today.
like you said, he's a very stoic guy, creature of habit. That speaks to his goaltending, Alex. Here comes Brick. Looking to start a break, a little bouncer. Getting inside. It's getting physical.
All right.
And we have a timeout. Tigers looking to talk some things over, maybe settle down, a little physical. You like that kind of physicality. You like that there's not really a lot of calls here early on, but maybe we need to be reminding everyone here that it's the Tigers up 4 goals here, and not maybe let the Gamecocks get their heads, especially with this home crowd.
Yeah, and Luke, in this timeout, you know, you got to think this is a strategic timeout here to draw up a play to score a goal and make it 6-1.
We welcome you in here to the booth. Luke Cahill, Alex Pedersen joining you. Beautiful Clemson, South Carolina. We have a really good one for you today. Alex, what have you liked so far outside of Morrison, outside of the defense, outside of the goalie? Maybe give me one more, maybe niche thing the audience isn't getting.
Right,
I know
so
I'm putting you on the spot.
Outside of everything that they've done well, let me see. You know, I just want to shout out the crowd. I would say that the crowd has been the biggest factor in this game so far.
Up at the top.
Really just riding that emotion out of this timeout here. And if you, real quick, if you are Coach Tobias here, who are you drawing this play up for?
Right now, the timeout, I'm giving it to Landon Snyder. He facilitates the offense. I know Morrison has the goals, but Snyder has very good vision, as we've seen all throughout this season. I think, like I said when I talked to him, he needed to shake his nerves off. I think those are gone. He's into the game. I can tell that they're gone because he gave a little Aaron Rodgers fist pump on his way out of the timeout. Tigers looking to set things up at even strength now. Dodging towards the neck is Fasaro, senior, big tall senior on the Tigers, number 31. Tigers looking to win a ground ball. We got a hold, and it's going to South Carolina.
You know, it's a shame that the ABS system from the MLB hasn't made its way into men's college club lacrosse, because that there seems to be a lot of voices that felt that call should have went the other way.
Luke Romano's had a nice day on defense too, keeping his stick in passing lanes. The midfielders, give them credit as well. South Carolina doesn't know where the ball is right now. And there's a makeup call. That's what we like to call a makeup call, Alex.
A little unnecessary, though, as it looked like 14, Adam Neal had already scooped up the ball and was heading in the other direction. But if the Zebras want to score points with the crowd, they sure found an easy way to do so.
They're going to have to do that for sure today, Alex, as we see people still filing in here in the second. 12 minutes and change to go.
And yeah, this crowd is only getting reinforcements. Looks like it's only going to get louder here as the sun goes down and the night sets in here in Clemson. On a beautiful 80-degree night.
Some of that initial energy and adrenaline kind of wearing off. Interesting to see who's going to capture the momentum now as we settle in
for grabs here.
Second quarter. Tigers got those early goals, but like we said, don't get too comfortable. And also maybe South Carolina's settled in. Maybe they're used to the crowd a little bit now. Clemson has a big opportunity to let this crowd carry them through if they continue to score goals. That being said, shot goes wide. Few wide South Carolina shots, and I think we're going to talk about that at some point with our keys to the game. Maybe we'll give you a little preview, but we were talking about pregame, Alex. You thought that these defensemen needed to continue to get sticks on some of the shooters of South Carolina's hands. We've seen that, and we've seen a couple wide, weak shots towards goal. Smith's made a few flashy ones, but as that one goes wide as well, right on cue. Clemson will get the clear. Wonder sticks his stick up, saying he's going to stay back. Thank you, everyone joining us who was unable to make it to the historic Riggs Field in Clemson, South Carolina. This is really something, Alex. I did not imagine us ever being able to call a game here.
It's funny because I did.
The birthplace of college lacrosse, some people may say. McNulty, he's got one. Here he comes. He had one of his beautiful three-quarter left-handed, of course,
Little
buried goals.
little Phil Mickelson there from 24-8.
Billy, as the Masters are coming up, Wonder, one of the best facilitating midfielders I've
You
ever
could say
seen.
he's a master facilitator. You could say. You don't
You
have
could. Right off the post. Tyler hustling to the sideline. Look at those midfielders get down there as they look to set up. Down, there goes the stick. There's a yard sale. The crowd approves of that. They're loving this energy. They're loving the effort. Clemson hasn't been scoring the avalanche of goals this quarter, Alex, but South Carolina still looks absolutely stunned by this.
Yeah, it appears so. You know, looking at their schedule, it's not like they haven't been in these situations. So there's no way to count this team out. Especially coming off a tough loss to the #1 team in the country. You know, they're coming out here hungry, and definitely a slow start. But you know, let's not kick dirt on them just yet. We're going to see these guys get back in this.
100%.
Got anything to say about it.
That's why I think the Tigers are so excited, because they understood that this is the ultimate challenge. Not only a rival, but South Carolina is really good this year. Gino going with around the back goal, thought he might get a highlight.
Yeah, one of our flashier players there, a senior in his final home game, trying to. I think it looked like there he was going for a statue. It looked like he wanted to be etched in bronze at the top of
Historic Riggs.
Riggs Field. But today
Younger
might not
McNulty banging himself around, trying to get in there, and a bouncer goes wide. McNulty sails one as he gets crunched.
Yeah, that's really the only word you could use there. And it really looks like the South Carolina goalie has stepped up. He had a bit of a rough first quarter there.
The goalie and the defense, you got to wonder if there were some things said, picked up on, and the timeouts by Clemson and the end of quarter. South Carolina settled in defensively. No, they haven't.
No, they have not. That's
little
Carter
announcer
Gregory.
jinx.
They have not. Carter Gregory, beautiful setup on that play. You could tell that's one they've drawn up and practiced for sure. Because that was smooth.
Carter Gregory. It's the 2nd of April, but it's still March. So with that, I say onions.
Yeah, a little bit of nylon there for Carter Gregory.
The midfielder Gregory getting his chance to showcase his skills here at Riggs. As also want to mention our sponsor is Backstreet's Pub and Grill.
Yeah, actually, for those of you that are more curious about our personal lives, we held our production meeting for this game earlier today at Backstreet's Pub and Grill.
Yes, we did.
Great bird.
Tigers got some numbers. McNulty, off the post! As McNulty is down.
Oh, and that's about the worst sight you could see.
McNulty is down.
This is the last thing you want to see as a Clemson fan.
We'll get to you on what the injury may be. Hopefully it's a
number one
quick
scorer.
recovery. As we cut back to us here in the booth,
Looks like
Alex.
he's holding his left knee there.
Luke Cahill, Alex Pedersen here as we
I wasn't on that side of the
wait to see what happened to leader Aiden McNulty. Never like to see it when a senior that's poured so much in the program goes down. Coaches attending to
I
him,
didn't
but
see
while
what
that's
happened.
going on, Alex, we have a 6-1 ball game. Tigers leading. Well, this crowd is as quiet as it's been all day, but it has been rowdy, early and often. Still having people flow in. What can you say about this crowd? This is even more impressive than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, as we see this moment of silence here, I didn't even think this crowd was capable of silence. They were, they've been standing all game as they get congratulated for their efforts by 31 Nick Fasaro coming over to keep those guys in the game. Obviously, an unfortunate moment here, and definitely going to make it a lot more difficult for the Tigers to hold on to this lead, losing their #1 scorer here.
Clemson players are obviously very concerned as McNulty looks like he may be getting up here. Already with a goal today. We hate to lose an elusive score like that as he gets a well-deserved applause from his student section as they help him to the sideline.
Yeah, and we spoke with him earlier this week, and he actually had some of the best answers that we got about what this team means to him. He's somebody that lives and breathes lacrosse, and these guys mean the world to him, and he means the world to them, as you can see with how they welcome him back into the huddle here. And you can rest assured that this team's going to give everything they have for the rest of this matchup here for one of their leaders, number 24.
Snyder, Morrison, his line mates, two of the first people to greet him on the sideline. They're going to have to maybe make up for his absence as we have McNulty's brother coming in here. Daniel McNulty, the sophomore. Brothers, Long Island New Yorkers. So we will keep you updated on that injury. Tigers have a 6-1 lead. Starting to get dark here under the lights now of Historic Riggs. Number 10 Clemson off to a scorching start, up 6-1. South Carolina had one goal on a defensive breakdown by the Tigers. Actually, a few defensive breakdowns in the first quarter, but really nice luxury to have Emerson Smith as their goalie, isn't it?
It really is.
This Clemson culture and this team this year has worked so hard, McNulty being a part of it. We know that even though he's not on the field, he's definitely going to be willing his team, no matter what the case is. Adam Neal looks to try to get a steal. Misses it, but he's going back in for it. Maybe a little too much energy as he's called for the push.
Seeing again, just all hustle, all heart, and it's not being rewarded.
Alex, if that was you or me running out there, we missed that initial pass. They're slipping to the goal. How about the quickness from Adam?
Yeah, right? Change of direction. This guy's got it all. It's that pregame shower, huh?
Always comes back to that. As he shades his man, so they have to go to his left. That's something I noticed Adam has done over the years. Always good at picking up and knowing what someone's weak hand is, as he does it again, forcing his guy to go to the left. And a weaker shot and a save.
See, you're calling these weak shots, but really all I see are impressive saves. Smith, he's going high, he's going low, putting his body in front of it, using his stick. That's a big penalty there on South Carolina. And the Tigers are going to be right back on the attack, right where they belong.
We encourage you guys to stick right with us at halftime as well. Even though we're 6 minutes out from the half, just want to let everybody know we're going to have the seniors give a little speech about their Clemson experience in lacrosse and their lacrosse experience, give some shout outs, so we look forward to that. Alex, every time I look down at the section in front of us, there's there's at least a couple dozen more people as this place continues to fill up. This is awesome. Give a lot of credit to this team, the coaches, the players, honestly the whole student body for getting these players, getting these people out here. It's a beautiful thing to see as the seniors really, like we said, they appreciate this as their careers come to a close. Their last home game, looking to have a little bit of a storybook ending against number 3 South Carolina. Wonder loses the ball, but quickly there to recover it is the younger McNulty. Daniel McNulty shoots wide left. Landon Snyder gets that. He had a little ball fake that had the crowd oohing and eyeing there.
Yeah, and you mentioned the crowd growing bigger. It's funny, as we look out on the crowd, we see kids in backpacks. It seems like
a lot of
people have just been walking by, maybe coming from the Robert M. Cooper Library down the street, and just heard the energy from miles away. Figured they'd take a stop in and see some high-level lacrosse.
Hey, this game is the one that fills up at the airport and empties out the library at Clemson.
Not beautiful.
Tigers getting another chance here as we're now at even strength once more. On offense, interesting to see what they could do without McNulty. Oh, that's what they could do.
That is still a McNulty. They're without
Daniel
one,
McNulty
but
almost
good thing we got
blows
two.
his shoulder out on the celebration.
You love to see that, the younger McNulty coming in for his brother and immediately making an impact on the game.
Did he use his brother's left hand? Yep.
Signature move right there. You love to see that. And the Tigers are going nuts down there.
Brother's left-handed three-quarter shot again. The McNulty brothers dominating the attack position along with Morrison and Landon Snyder. We have 7 goals now for the Tigers, 6 of them coming from attackmen. The 7th goal came from Carter Gregory, midfielder and attackman. The freshman got his name on the stat sheet a couple of goals ago. Another face-off win. And a hit by South Carolina as the Tigers escape.
We already got a flag.
Another flag as South Carolina. What has happened to South Carolina?
That would be the question now as well. 30 for 30.
Is that number 46? Tigers looking to set up an offense here. They are awaiting a man up. There's a penalty. As soon as the Gamecocks pick up possession, it will be Tigers ball, but they can't seem to do anything right now, Alex. Now we have a scrum. Now we gotta be careful of another flag. Here we go.
There's a little bit of that Palmetto Bowl spirit.
Lots of emotion
showing through. We talked about the Tigers wanting to come in here and play with emotion, but definitely got to keep it under control there.
The crowd loved that one, Alex.
Yeah, I think that was the hockey section of the crowd that was cheering that one on fittingly. As the South Carolina head coach is going to get another penalty, as he could not keep his mouth shut, John, at the referee.
He's getting his money's worth, I guess.
He had to be pulled off of the sideline by an assistant, yet that still wasn't enough.
Alex, when your coach lashes out like that, I'm not sure that's really good for your college players. If they see your coach is losing your composure, that means the players are not soon after if they haven't already. 4 minutes to go as we're sorting out penalties.
Yeah, that's one thing we don't want to do here is play ref ball, but it seems like the Gamecocks insist on it.
It's going to take a lot for them to stop. It's a 6-on-4. crowd is getting into it as the Tigers are suffocating the Gamecocks. Wonder with the ball behind the net, facilitating. Superzinski over top. Gino with one. Just bounces right in front of the goalie. Here comes another man.
Wow.
South
Shot
Carolina.
ripped there from 34, Superzinski.
So we are back to even strength. Tigers couldn't get a goal there, but they still have a 6-goal lead late here in the second quarter. South Carolina hasn't scored for a while, Alex. I would be interesting to know what the exact drought is, but it's been at least 10 minutes as we're deep into the second quarter. They haven't scored since the first. Wonders past Sales.
Finally, we get a South Carolina offensive possession.
As Adam Neal, Jake Thompson come out on the field. Jake Thompson has been another one of our very good defenders this year.
Just as I
Junior
say
for
that it's potentially an offensive possession right as they cross midfield.
Morrison.
Ball is knocked down and the Tigers have it again.
Morrison taking his time. He knows that he could get whatever he wants, whenever he wants today, so he's going to just set it up. And a nice pass behind the back shot.
Little razzle-dazzle from Carter Gregory trying to add to his goal total.
Morrison and Gregory, two guys returning next year. We'll be excited to see them as we have another timeout here. As we cut back here in the booth at Riggs Field on this lovely Thursday night, the Palmetto Bowl, presented by Backstreets. I'm Luke Cahill. This is Alex Pedersen. We have a timeout here with 2:40 to go in the first half. It's been all Clemson. And that says a lot because the South Carolina team is number 3 in the nation. I think I might have a few ideas of what has to do with it, but I'll let you.
Yeah, well, just getting on that bus this morning, I can't imagine that this was one of the scenarios that they saw coming. 7-1 with just under 3 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah,
you know, an offensive explosion early on from the Tigers has cooled down, especially with the loss of top scorer Aiden McNulty. But the real loss seems to be of South Carolina's sanity, as they've let their emotions get the best of them here on the road a couple times, leading to some costly penalties here late in the first half. You know, so I think that what their coach is probably telling them is, hey, look, we got 3 minutes here. We need to get a little bit of momentum going into the second half, or at least just survive, you know, so we can calm down and get back to it in the second half.
And Alex, they can make a lot of halftime adjustments. I'm not sure they're going to be able to move the pack of rowdy Clemson fans that are camped out right behind the bench. Yeah. I can only imagine all the lovely things that are being said over there as we pick up play.
And, you know, just another devastating note for the Gamecocks. I did just spot Linda Snyder waving up into the booth. She looks like she's having a good time, and once that starts to happen, the floodgates open.
The first lady of Clemson Lacrosse in attendance. Her son landed. Snyder buried one early. As he looks, get the offense going again here. Shot saved by the South Carolina goaltender. We've seen a couple very nice saves by South Carolina. It's the volume of shots as there's another flag.
What a throw by the ref.
A lot of laundry here today. A little nickel dimer there, Alex.
Yeah, might have been a little trip there.
It's man down for the Tigers defense is gonna set up.
Clemson penalty.
South Carolina will be man up for half about of the time remaining.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier. This could be an opportunity for them to try and get something to hang their hats on.
Build that much needed momentum. As it's become a beautiful night now That is a goal, which makes it a little less nice, but the South Carolina Gamecocks have found their second goal, first of the second period. Nobody's stick in the shooting lane, nobody's stick on the hands for one of the first few times tonight. Maybe this because this defense hasn't been seeing much in a while. A beautiful goal for the Gamecocks. Nonetheless, it's cut back to 5, and this is important. This is in all sports, like we see basketball, football, the double dip.
This game
The
runs.
last few minutes at the end of the half, and the first few minutes at the beginning of the half are big. The Tigers got to be aware of that if they don't want to find themselves in a dogfight pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the X factor in really every game is momentum. And for the vast majority of the first half, that has belonged to the Tigers. But as we look at these last few minutes of the first half, the Gamecocks look to have a renewed sense of spirit here.
The ball kind of bouncing around, picked up.
Nifty little play there.
Picked up by one of our Frogos. As we're going to cut over to the instant replay, just kind of a one-handed snag as Clemson gets possession. Alex, Clemson takes a timeout here with 1:30 to go. In the huddle, we're talking probably settle down and try to get another goal here before the half. That South Carolina goal, it took them 10 seconds on the man up. Not what you want to see in a dominant half. Obviously, a lot of really good things, but maybe a little caught sleeping there.
Yeah, maybe it seems like they may have been looking forward to their halftime rest a little bit too much, but no, I mean now they've that little spark there from Logan Jordan on that nifty recovery. That might just give them what they need to get another goal coming in this half. Just taking a look at the history of this rivalry. Last season was, it didn't go the Tigers' way, as they say. It was a bit of a beatdown, as the loss was 20-8. But keep in mind that did take place over at Williams-Brice Stadium in South Carolina. And interesting fact about these two teams is Clemson's 8-2, South Carolina 10-2, both of them with the same amount of losses. But Clemson 4-0 at home, South Carolina 3-2, with their only 2 losses coming on the road.
And may I mention that this is at home on steroids, Alex. This is
You may mention.
a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for the Clemson Lacrosse program. And they're looking to add on to their goal total for the half. 8 would match all the goals they scored last year. Let's see if they can do it. Number 4, Trevor Buffon out there for the first time today as well. Midfielder from Boca Raton, Florida. Interested to see as they're going to sub in some guys with Hayden McNulty being out. A little try for a drop shot. A save by South Carolina. South Carolina defense and goalie have played well, as this game is pretty physical. This is as physical as it gets. It's been every bit as advertised in terms of a rivalry.
Yeah, and it looks like as we go under a minute here, the shot clock's going to be turned off. This is just pure ball.
South Carolina looking to bring it up as we await the halftime show. That halftime show will be the Clemson seniors talking about, as there's another miscue by South Carolina as the coaches and staff all throw their hands up in unison. But like I was saying, Clemson seniors will be giving a little word to the crowd, and for those who are watching from home, we appreciate you guys joining our live stream as always. And Alex, this is our last run here. Not to make it about anybody other than the team, but we really do appreciate our team here as well, and we appreciate all the fans who've listened to us all throughout the season. As Clemson sets it up, shot goes wide, and with
16 to go.
roughly, as our time is not entirely correct, if you're wondering why there's not a sense of urgency, it doesn't matter. There's a goal. Ty Bleach, send it in, 8-2.
And no, for those of you back home, the clock did not expire. That was a good goal. It is 8-2 Clemson with 11 to go.
Buries it 4 times the amount of goals in South Carolina.
And they are waving T-shirts in this crowd. See a couple Clemson Lacrosse alumni over there. Kane, Pollock, Luke Schusted removing their tarps and swinging them around in celebration of that goal.
Gregory gets the assist. He now has a goal and I believe a pair of assists. The Tigers are rolling. I wonder if they even want to go to the locker room at halftime or they say, hey, let's keep playing. Either way, we're at the half. It is 8-2. I know our scoreboard says 7-3. It is 8-2 Tigers as we head to the locker room. Luke Cahill and Alex Pedersen here. We are just awaiting our halftime video. Meanwhile, we'll keep you company here in the booth at historic Briggs Field.
Just so you know, we have a bit of a mishap with the score that's on your screen right now. It says 7-3, but in fact that one should read 8-2, with Clemson taking a strong 6-goal lead into the half, tied for their biggest lead of the day.
Yep, and Alex, it's been on every side of the ball possible. The Tigers have dominated. Some really nice saves by the South Carolina goaltender, but honestly, not even his fault. Of the quality of shots that the Tigers are getting for each other and for their teammates has been beautiful. One note for the half would be Aiden McNulty, the older of the two brothers, did go down with a knee injury. We'll be interested to see if we have any updates for you on him for the second half. Not something you want to see in any bit. Of course, he already left his mark on the game early on, but a leader like that, a guy like that, you know it's got to be killing.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think he's confident in his guys and that he's instilled in them the values, the grit that they need to finish this one off here in the second half. But as we've been saying, as we've been mentioning throughout the first half, we do have a special presentation
video that's getting going
for you here in just a moment.
We also want to let you guys know that this game is brought to you by Backstreets Pub and Grill. Get yourself a buffalo chicken grilled cheese from Backstreets. I recommend that to everyone. Backstreets, downtown Clemson, South Carolina, one of our local restaurants here supporting us. We thank them today for bringing in their advertisement, their flag. You can see over at midfield if you're here, if you're down on the field. As we load this video for you for the seniors, Alex, we did have some keys to the game. I think we should just talk about them real quick. We were talking about. You want to go one at a time? We'll start with the defense. The defense was always, we were calling out earlier, sticks on. There we go. We were talking about getting some forcing low quality shots. I think we called one out earlier with Adam Neal forcing a guy to his left, having his hands under the hands of the shooter, forcing a wide shot.
Yeah, and then just playing through the attack, which clearly they have done. It seems like the attack has been the beating part of this Clemson team in this first half, and they're the reason that there's 8 goals on the board. But again, that third key right there, let the crowd do the rest of the work. I mean, can you call us visionaries? Because that has been the absolute story of the day as Bon Jovi blares out into the Palmetto sky today.
This is one of the only times I think we've hit on all of our keys in a half even.
And then just in the interest of time now, I think we're going to send it over to our special presentation video and tribute to our Clemson Lacrosse seniors who we love so very much.
Glad you guys are sticking around with us and enjoy. We'll be back joining you for the second half. I'm here with Adam Neal. I'm here with Nick Fasaros.
I'm here with Tony.
I'm here with Senior Colton. All right, I'm here with Landon Snyder.
All right, I'm here with Senior King of Syllables, Gennaro Amadeo Petrangelo.
All right, I'm here with loudest guy on the team here, Reese Simonson here. Reese, last game as a Clemson Tiger, What are you gonna miss about these guys?
I'm mainly gonna miss like the family and the brotherhood that was built. I'm gonna miss a lot of like the traveling, being able to go to different colleges with a bunch of your friends, play lacrosse, a sport I love, and just overall have a good time, build memories.
I think I'm gonna miss the 2 hours in the afternoon. I mean, since middle school, it's just been a time to focus, turn up the noise, and just be present with the team. So I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah, it's been great. Just getting to come out here with the guys, 2 hours, 3 days a week, and all the bus rides and all the away trips. It's been a great time. So just getting to grow closer to all these guys and call my brothers.
You know, just coming out here with the guys every day, laughs, competition. I mean, it's stuff that I live for, and it's stuff I'm gonna look back on for the rest of my life.
I'm gonna miss, I think, like the team dinners. Like traveling and the travel.
Definitely just relationships throughout my life. I've made some of my best friends here. I miss like all the travel that we've had together, just the travel in the country, hanging out with these guys. I absolutely love them, and I'm really gonna miss that.
I'll tell you what, man. This team has just been so much fun, and I'm gonna miss the guys more than anything. It's the same reason I came to Clemson. It's the people. It's just coming out here with my friends and playing for 2 hours every day. Thank you for this. Yeah. It just means everything to me. So I'm gonna, in my adult life, I'm gonna try to have to capture something that's like gets like a fraction of the energy I feel out here. But it's just the people. I love these guys.
All the table stuff is right here.
All right, got it. Appreciate it, Logan.
Captain till the very last day.
I mean, this team is just everything to me, dude. Like, these are going to be the best friends for the rest of my life. I'm so happy for all the connections I've made over the past 4 years, and I love all these guys so much.
We're also giving everybody a touch on their experience with lacrosse. What does this sport mean to you as you kind of leave it today? Hopefully we're leaving it on a good note for the Tigers.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, lacrosse is everything to me. The day I came home from the hospital, I was walking on 2 feet, and my parents put a stick in my hands and had me at the field the next day.
Yeah, this sport has been everything to me, man. I've been playing this sport since I was 5 years old. It's created a lot of brotherhoods and a ton of amazing memories, and I'm really gonna miss all of it, man.
The sport's been everything to me. It's brought me my best friends. It's a brotherhood. I like the environment. I love every single one of these guys on the team.
All the places I've gotten to go, things I've gotten to experience with playing D2 lacrosse and doing that, and coming here and getting to go to all these big schools on the travel. So yeah, just all the experience I've gotten from it for sure.
I mean, my best friends, middle school and on, have always been stemmed from lacrosse. So just the community it brings, I'm definitely gonna miss that.
The thing I loved about lacrosse is just from playing it my whole life, it's just like every phase of life I've been in. I've been this big, I've been as tall as I am now, I've been super skinny, I've been not so skinny. It's just like you can just go and you can compete. No matter what shape, what size you are, and it's just like a hustle just means so much in this sport, more than any other sport I've ever played, and it's just God, I just love this game. It's the fastest sport on 2 feet, you know that?
Yep. Well, unlike a lot of the people here, I didn't grow up playing this. I started about sophomore year of high school, but quickly fell in love with the sport. I love the competitiveness, the athleticism required for it, and overall just like being able to come out for 2 hours a day, especially in college, to kind of take my mind off everything and do something I love to do. My dad's always said I've been cradling since I was in the cradle. I've been playing since I was a little kid. Both my older brothers played growing up, and I've absolutely loved this sport and everything that it's provided for me. And I can't thank the sport enough. I love lacrosse.
All right, and then just to wrap up here, is there anyone you want to shout out that's got you to where you are today?
Yeah, I'll shout out my actual blood brother, Daniel McNulty, who's on the Clemson lacrosse team. I hope he can carry on the tradition and the standard that us seniors have tried to set over the past 4 years, and that's to win and play hard and be a good guy.
Are there any special Italians you'd like to shout out today?
Yes, I'd like to shout out my parents, my brothers. They're the best. And then I want to shout out all the unks before me. Shout out Matt Galatano, shout out Mike from Duxbury, and shout out Jacob Neal.
Let's go, Mom and Dad. Wouldn't be here without him, Mom and Dad. High school lacrosse coach, Coach Hall, if you're watching. I hope I see my 2 butts down. This is for you.
My mom and dad, they're the best. And then my high school coaches, CJ Shane and Alan Gardner. I wouldn't be here without those 4 people.
Mammy and Pappy, and shout out Pushaisi.
I want to shout out my mom and dad. Wouldn't be here without them. And shout out my boy OC back in Horseheads.
Shout out my mom, shout out my dad, and honestly, shout out Coach Tobias. He always talked about his overall goal was to not only build us to be better lacrosse players, but better men as well, and I think he's done a really good job of that.
Definitely my mom and dad, and then all my coaches, at Coker, here, just who they made me to be, all they poured into me for sure. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Thank you for your contributions to this program.
Yes, sir.
That's a thumbs.
Can we do 2 takes if needed?
Yes.
Yeah. Many as you want.
And
All
we're
right,
back,
everyone.
ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed that special presentation from us, all of us over here at Clemson Lacrosse Media. Maybe a few tears there. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
If there's any senior parents out there, or anyone that got shouted out there in that special segment.
And a few other shout outs I just wanted to make sure we made while we're at halftime here. We do have some other Clemson athletes here today. I heard there might be some football players, but also a hockey team is here today. And Captain Big Nasty Sully was wondering if he could be put out there.
Well, here you are, Sully. You're on national television.
Sully's on TV. Also would like to give some credit to one of the mentors to Emerson Smith, Matt Galatano. Matt, we know you're out there. Matt was giving us some pointers early on in the production, as he always does. The life coach, Matt Galatano, the father of Clemson Lacrosse. Matt, we hope you're good out there as the Tigers set up.
I'm sure he's kicking back in his retirement home with a big smile on his face. He's got this game, and then he's got bingo, and then he's got to go to bed.
Yep.
So
probably drink
it's a
some
pretty good
juice.
itinerary for a Thursday, if you ask me.
Just kidding. Matt, we're excited for you to come back here. Little hot potato. Adam Neal not even going for the ball. He just wanted to make sure he let the LSM know that he was there. So the Gamecocks have a lot of work to do, as the score is 8-2 as we're working on the scoreboard correction. Tigers lead 8-2. 6-goal lead for the Tigers. Really dominant wire-to-wire half. 1 goal per quarter only really allowed for South Carolina, and 1 was on a man down. So even strength, the Tigers are holding them to 1 goal in 30 minutes, which is really, really impressive when you consider they're number 3.
Yeah, and they didn't earn that. They didn't earn that ranking for nothing, as they're averaging about 13.6 exactly goals per game. They don't appear to be on pace for that today, but definitely be on the lookout because they can score as fast as you can say Gamecock.
Alex, we took a step outside into the atmosphere in the crowd tonight, and we encourage all the parents and all the family who did not make it out here this year. This is really something else, and it sounds like the Tigers lacrosse program is going to try to do this every year. If there's a game I could recommend any families to go to, it would be this one, as the South Carolina Gamecocks get on the board first to start this half, 8-3. It's kind of important that the Tigers make sure no momentum gets going here as we see an instant replay. Just a kind of a hard dodge to the left. Buries it. Smith couldn't stop that. 8-3, and now it's back to a 5-goal game.
You don't have to do that.
South Carolina Gamecocks, one of the most talented teams in this league. We know it's rivalry week. We know we've talked a lot of smack, but we do respect them as an opponent. The Gamecocks have had a very good season at 10-2. And they are not the type of team that you can ever feel comfortable with a lead.
So the Tigers get an early steal, and a quick opportunity is another goal. And that's The younger McNulty yet again. His brother goes down in the first half, and none other than Daniel McNulty steps up and fills that role.
Daniel McNulty.
And that was a little heads up play on defense there, a little full court press, maybe a little Grand Theft Alvarado for
yeah, maybe
Pelicans
a little bit
fans.
there, Alex. What I really want to point out is that the Tigers allow a goal and immediately go right back. So it's as if any momentum that South Carolina was going to try to get goes away. 13 minutes to go in the third. We got a whole second half here. Clemson out to a 9-3 lead. Both teams with quick scores in the first 2 minutes of the second half here. A rare face-off loss for Logan Jordan, but it doesn't matter because the Gamecocks turn it over. Ty Bleach and Tyler Superzinski come out there with Jack Wonder. Three midfielders who have had a great season, honestly, even a great night. They've worked the ball around pretty well. Bleach with the goal right before the half.
It's like Morrison and Snyder taking a real deep position here, trying to set up a pretty wide open offense here with Wonder at the quarterback up top.
It'd be interesting to see. Maybe it's a set for a dodge or a quick cutter, trying to space out this South Carolina defense. Wonder looking to turn the corner. He can't. He kind of goes down, but and he's holding his leg.
Looks to be
a physical
right
game. He doesn't want to come off though. Maybe just a stinger. Bleach with a swim dodge. He's had a few of those there. Buries it again.
And guess who? Number 33, Daniel McNulty.
I think that's what the threes on his jersey stand for.
And the hats are flying yet again. Everyone had just managed to collect their hats from the field after Holden Morrison's early hat trick. And here Daniel McNulty is to send him back out onto the field.
So we have M&Ms, right? What if I've heard of junior M&Ms. So we have a McNulty younger guy. I think I could stretch it.
Sure.
But either way, the Long Island sophomore, two quick ones. Daniel McNulty 2, South Carolina 1 here in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. And you got to wonder at what point are the Tigers in this crowd going to take the South Carolina Gamecocks will to win away. We've seen that the Gamecocks have gotten a little tired. We've seen that they've, as another shot is stuffed.
And that could have been a ESPN SportsCenter top 10 moment of the week there, as two close friends there, Adam Neal ducking and dodging and lobbing it up for his good buddy Landon Snyder on the finish. Great save by the South Carolina goalie, stops him from being featured on the Mossed section of
very, very
ESPN's
close.
Monday Night Football pregame
The mossing part happened. It's just he got stuffed at the net as South Carolina. They get another look from the side. Emerson Smith with the save for the moment, but a South Carolina goal.
Bit of a bang-bang play there, quick put back. Nothing you can really do there as a goalie.
That far side, Alex, has caused the Tigers trouble early in the second half. I wonder what's going to go on in the huddle there with the defensemen. I'm going to talk about that. They were having a lot of success forcing the South Carolina attack to the left in the first half. This half, two goals pretty early. 10-4 Tigers, 11:28 to go. We've had pretty much a goal every 45 seconds to a minute here in the second half. Kind of like the first quarter, where there was a lot of energy and a lot of goals early on. Wondering if we'll see more of the high-octane offenses, or maybe one team settles in. We'll see.
Well, in that first half, kind of what we saw was a quick explosion of goals at the beginning, and then both teams really settled into their play styles, and we didn't see a goal for a little while.
Yep.
I would expect to see one of
nice
those
little deke. Ball goes wide. Tigers defense looking a little sloppy early. But yeah, Alex, as you were saying, both teams started to settle into their play styles. You get the sense that this Tigers team is okay with playing at a slow and controlled pace. They like to work their offense, pick out shots they like, and on defense, they're okay with being out there. We also recognize that at halftime there were a lot of parents and family and loved ones that were recognized by the seniors. We recognize everybody this season for a fantastic season. We appreciate everybody who's joined us every step of the way. And a stop for the moment. And there's a flag. Who's it going to be on, Alex?
Looks like it's going to be on the Tigers, as I see as I hear actually a bit of a
silly question to me.
Coming from the crowd.
Just stuffed.
Yeah, regardless of the penalty, impressive stand there. As there have been a few pretty clear shots on Smith these past couple minutes.
Smith has brought his
really
game.
done his best.
Smith has 100% brought his game tonight. He's had a few goals get by him, but some of them on rebounds.
But you know,
he's directing this defense.
When you look at the box score, Clemson sitting right now at 30 shots, South Carolina with 23, and yet the score is in such a discrepancy because Emerson Smith has played such a great game.
Also want to recognize the South Carolina goaltender has faced probably way higher quality shots. He's made a lot of good saves for them as well. Really two brilliant goaltenders here tonight. The scoreboard doesn't show it. South Carolina defense, if anything, has been struggling. Not really sliding and rotating like our friend Chris Fabrizio would always say. He talked about the different slides when he joined us. Chris, we're sorry we couldn't have you join us today, but we know you're out there watching somewhere. Chris, defensive lacrosse expert, was telling us about that. And like I was saying, I don't see a lot of rotation out of the Gamecocks on these Clemson Tiger goals. Nick Fusaro out there. He was one of our seniors at the recognition at halftime. He was pretty excited about that, telling us off camera how excited he was for this game. He was like, I'm nervous, but the good kind of nervous. And that's what you like to hear.
Well, you know,
Morrison, haven't called his name in a sec.
One thing that Nick Fusaro actually told us in one of our pre-production meetings is that, for those of you that don't know, he actually won field day in second grade. So he's built for moments like this.
He's been winning since second grade.
You could say that this is maybe the first comparable moment to that since then for him. So, you know,
nostalgic.
We're starting to see a trend really here of him showing up in big moments in his life.
Another midfielder I'd like to point out who's had a really nice game on the defensive side. He's actually listed as a defensive midfielder. Grayson Donahue has done an excellent job clearing as he's number 12 out there, glued to his man. South Carolina tries to clear. It doesn't matter. Tigers ball. Chase Drake out there, number 54. We've called a lot of names throughout the season. We've called a lot of games tonight. Alex, we get the sense that this team is an all hands on deck. Yes, we do have a lot of attack men who score and do the dirty work, but this is a team where there's no significant star player. Everybody on this team contributes in one way or another. That's a testament of coaching. That's a testament of guys believing in each other. Landon Snyder with the ball. Gives it to Ty Bleach, one of our midfielders who scored today, along with Carter Gregory, who actually has a couple assists as well. Little screen set. Oh, Landon just buried it.
It was about time. This crowd hadn't heard Dire Straits in far too long.
It's been about 55 or so minutes since we heard some Dire Straits. Landon, a little nerves this morning when I talked to him, but calm, cool, and collected on that goal. Let's take a look at it. Coming around the screen is Bleach. gets the angle, draws two. Snyder says, yeah, open goalie, thank you very much.
And that's just one thing about Landon Snyder. He always finds himself in the right spot. He's so good at spacing. They talk about the great soccer players of our time, Lionel Messi, just moving without the ball, always being in the right spot. And that's what I see with Landon Snyder. Really
He's a shooter. He understands that, there's guys being drawn. He didn't go where the pick was. He didn't go where get in the way of Bleach coming around the corner. He just kind of floated around. Bleach knows he could find him there, and
yeah,
it's 11-4. Touchdown lead by the Tigers. You hear that a lot when these two teams play.
He can sneak by you too. I mean, he's really a to put it in nicer terms, he's really a heart over height kind of guy, that Landon Snyder. But definitely his heart is 3 sizes too large. He's really just one of the shining patrons of this Clemson program.
Landon, one of the most generous seniors we got here, comes from a great family. His mother, as we call her, Miss Linda Snyder, the First Lady of Clemson Lacrosse. As I can only imagine how excited the Snyder family is today. As Landon has 2 goals. Landon with a touch pass. Save Morrison trying to get it back.
It died. Now I don't get to be tough.
We've winded down to 6 minutes here in the third, and the Tigers haven't really given much of their lead at all. They have actually extended it from the 6-goal lead at halftime to a 7-goal lead. South Carolina is just struggling to find any rhythm. Anytime they've scored, it seemed like the Tigers have said, okay, and they score once or twice more.
Yeah, I mean, you can really tell that this South Carolina team knows that or this Clemson team rather, knows that there's some big names watching. Maybe even some celebrities. I know you had mentioned maybe a movie star watching it back home.
We've had a few movie stars. One of them I want to mention now works at UMass Lowell. Bill McDevitt. We're not sure if Bill's watching. We're not sure if he's casting for another movie. Bill is a movie star from The Invention
of Lying.
Bill,
starring alongside Ricky Gervais. Great film if you want to check it out as the Tigers set up again.
I believe Alex did the 23andMe, and you said you might be related to the star, Bill.
Very, very loosely, yeah. Potentially.
Shout out to some of our mentors, Bill and Marge. If you guys are out there, we send you a lot of love. To the McDevitt family. Alex, the Tigers have controlled possession. They have controlled pretty much and gotten anything they wanted. Like we said, the keys were these attackmen. These attackmen are like traffic cops organizing this offense. Kind of looks like when Phillip Rivers came back out there on the Colts and just directed anybody wherever he wanted. That's what Landon Snyder and Holden Morrison look like today.
It's moments like that where you think maybe those alumni watching at home
could still do it.
Might think, yeah, maybe I'd still be able to.
I'm pretty sure Matt Galatano's sitting at home watching Smith get on one knee to block some bouncers, and he's saying to himself,
probably
yeah, I can still do that.
No, I'd say he's comfortable where he is.
Fans screaming for potential offsides in South Carolina. Maybe the Stripes missed it, maybe the fans did. Alex, not one person has sat down in the student section here.
No.
7-goal game. They understand they're playing the role.
JV was offsides for like a whole quarter and no one called it.
Trying to get a skip pass. That's never going to work against these defenders. Romano trying to get it.
Saturday.
Ball kind of trickles away and they stop offensive momentum.
What?
I don't know why they're trying that pass.
Yeah, they were
Alex,
offside.
we've seen time and time again the Tigers knock it down. You're going to maybe see the Gamecocks get a little desperate here as they get that pass across. Sure enough, because of my announcer jinx here.
Wait.
But nothing really amounts.
Yeah, that's the key, is these Tigers kind of stopping those fast break opportunities and limiting the potential 2-on-1s on offense. Getting all their guys back and situated, because when Romano and Brick and all of those guys are set up where they need to be, it's very difficult to break through that Clemson wall.
God.
All smiles and all cheers here, Alex, as we are 3 minutes and 44 seconds away from the fourth quarter here at historic Riggs Field, Clemson, South Carolina. Those of you just joining us, we have had a beautiful game. It is a great day to be a Clemson Tiger. Can't really ask for much more on this lovely Thursday night.
Oh my God.
This stadium is packed out here on the far side by the box. We're honored to be here.
Yeah, we want to thank everyone that made this happen. You know, President Adam Neal, we saw him put in quite a bit of work over the past few weeks to make this happen. He was out here, I think, from 2 p.m. on straight through to the game, just working hard to set this up. Our video guy, Kalani, has been working tirelessly, setting up our graphics and keeping the live stream up and running. So shout out to both of those big contributors.
Morrison had a lot of luck on that close near side in the first half. It seems that South Carolina has made one adjustment in terms of running him off that line, that baseline, basically. The shot goes wide for the Tigers. We also are really thankful that all these Clemson students and this Clemson family came out here today. This has been a beautiful day. Alex, when we came up here in this booth today, we were checking it out in the pregame. We knew it was something special, and we kind of had a feeling that this Tigers entire team would live up to some of the hype and some of the anticipation around this. Now they have put themselves in a fantastic position to finish this game. Up 7 with 2 minutes to go. Need to continue to dig in, as that's exactly what Adam Neal will do.
Yeah, you know, he's not really going to show up on your stat sheet, another guy like that, but he's reached a top speed that you haven't seen anyone else reach on this field. Actually, when we talked to him, I don't know, for those of you that stayed with us during that halftime presentation, you heard him say a quote that he loves to reference, which is that lacrosse is the fastest game on 2 feet. And looking out there, it really looks like he has the 2 fastest feet on the field.
Emerson Smith throwing his hands up saying, let's go, as he makes another brilliant save. He's usually sharp, Alex. I think he loves the bright lights.
You know, I think you could say that about really anyone wearing white out there. They seem to all have played up to this moment as they sit at a...
How important were those first few goals to give them the confidence and energy they basically played with throughout the rest of the way?
I think that's everything, kind of like what we talked about with the keys. It's just, you know, part of it obviously is the crowd. I keep harping on that one point, but really just making sure these guys, like, reinforcing their belief in each other and making sure they know that just because the number next to their name is double digits and South Carolina is a single digits, doesn't mean a thing until you step between the lines. And if you look up over at that scoreboard, it looks like there's now a double-digit number for Clemson and a single-digit number for South Carolina. But this time, I'm pretty sure that's the goal column.
Alex, if I told you that South Carolina, there's no context to this before the game, South Carolina doubled their goals in the first half and the third quarter, you would say, oh no, maybe the Tigers are in trouble. It's only 11-4. They only had 2 goals in the first half. Credit to this defense, credit to the goalie. As we have a goal. Of course. 11-5. Maybe I should stop talking about it, but
maybe.
With 8 seconds to go, we're going to have an instant replay. Just a cutter that gets lost here, gathers, buries it. South Carolina, they could do that to you if you're not paying attention. They are a high-octane offense, Alex. Like you said, over 13 goals a game roughly.
Yeah, closer to 14, actually.
This team is dangerous, and now they have cut it back to 6. That's what it was at halftime. A little bit of a back-and-forth third, but, hey, you can't trade goals with the Tigers when you're down 6 at this point.
Absolutely not.
Tigers are willing to trade goals and maintain possession if they can. And a little steal or win on the draw, and that's the end of the quarter. Should be. And it is. Clemson carries an 11-5 lead into the fourth quarter. If this were a football game, they would have their fours up here at historic Riggs, but luckily it's lacrosse.
Yeah, this wouldn't be a very comfortable lead, would it, if we were playing football?
Once again, we're going to let you guys know that as we have other games this weekend, we have some men's tennis for everybody to come out to, so some softball as well, Alex.
On the road up in Blacksburg, Virginia. But I really can't expect anyone on this stream to be able to take their eyes away from this shocking result here.
Yeah,
with the
of course.
number 10 Tigers.
Welcome to the Jungle starts playing here, opening up this fourth quarter.
You know, it seems like the Gamecocks didn't really fully grasp the jungle that they were walking right into, and it looks like our student section over there to the right really gave them that welcome as Guns N' Roses kicks off the fourth quarter here.
You can prepare all you want. It's kind of tough as a club team to be prepared for this kind of atmosphere. Only Adam Neal's Clemson Tigers would bring this kind of stadium atmosphere as we look to start this fourth quarter. Also, just want to mention Backstreet's is our sponsor. Backstreet's Clemson, Backstreet's Grill. We thank them for letting us borrow their flag, using them as a sponsor. Drink responsibly, but definitely go to Backstreet's and enjoy yourself after the Clemson Tigers game if you're in town. For those of you who are far away today, maybe give Backstreet's a visit next time. We thank them very much as Tigers players throw their hands in the air saying, let's go, let's get a win here.
I don't care.
Yeah, I think they're really just trying to make sure that this crowd stays in it here in this ever crucial fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Nursing that 6-point lead there. But again, South Carolina is the number 3 team in the nation.
That's the key, Alex. Don't nurse it. Yes, you're comfortable. Yes, the crowd's here. Yes, you've dominated a lot of this game, but
yeah,
South Carolina's playing with house money as they turn it over here. 14.
It's like there's a little bit of jawing down there on the South Carolina bench after a bit of a 3-on-1 there. Getting a little physical from South Carolina. Oh, and the Tigers give it right back to him. Number 33, Daniel McNulty. And what is that they say? I don't know. It goes something like ball don't lie. I don't know. I think I've heard that once or twice in my career in sports media.
Your illustrious career, I'm sure you've heard it a few times.
So here's Gennaro Petrangelo on the attack. Love to see a goal out of him in his senior swan song here.
Earlier in the game, Gino tried a slashing to the right, but around the back over his left shoulder shot. Had some velocity on it. The only issue was it was about 12 feet to the left. But hey, we've seen Gino bury a few of those shots as the Italian stallion and one of the senior leaders on the team looks to get on the board. So is Jack Wonder, as he's with another slow to get up Tiger here.
It's like a cramp there from Landon Snyder.
Landon Snyder coming out. Hopefully Landon is good to come back out real quick. Carter Gregory will step on an attack for Snyder. South Carolina looking to score, and they're looking to score fast. You know, Alex, the more they score, the more the pressure is going to be put on the Tigers. I'm sure they're saying in the huddle before this quarter, just get one or two. Let the momentum shift a little bit. We'll have to see how the Tigers respond. Goes wide. Great stick work as the ball trickles all the way to the offensive side of the field for the Tigers.
It's Jared Spack with the nifty little play there to clear it from the zone.
Jared's had a nice game as well.
Exactly, and those are the type of plays that that are really going to cost the Gamecocks here.
Jared, the LSM and defender.
Yes, and you know, it's all about possessions, as there's a stolen possession from senior captain, president, leader, philanthropist Adam Neal.
You mean like 2 tight ends?
Alex, like you were saying, it's a game of possessions, but it's also, like we said, important. With 12 minutes, the Tigers may need a few more goals to guarantee the win. I know it's a 6-goal lead. I know South Carolina's sitting at 5, but it's important to end this game, kind of end it strong. Give the crowd more, especially when, you know, maybe they've been standing out there for a while and there's the energy's in a little bit of a lull right now with the 6-goal lead. Kind of feels like another one of those moments in the game like we talked about earlier where some momentum's kind of in the air here to start the 4th quarter. Let's see what Ty Bleach has to say about that as he gives it to Tyler Superzinski, and that was a beautiful move. Buries it.
And the guy they call Superman plays Superman for the Tigers.
A pair of South Carolina cleats were left behind on that spin move and drop shot.
You know,
look at this real quick, Alex, before a little wheel and deal here, and then not even a lot of speed on it.
Was
Just drops it in.
Was that a between the legs there that I caught?
It looked like it could have been.
Who, me?
We'll just say it was. You know, fun fact about our friend Tyler. His favorite pregame ritual is to have a banana with his good friend Landon Snyder. I don't really know what that entails, but he also said his favorite athlete is Antonio Brown, so you never know when there's screws loose.
Hey, him and Landon, 3 goals, that's all that matters. Between the two of them. As South Carolina is now almost in panic mode. Maybe they've been in panic mode since the moment they set foot on the field, but now it's real panic mode. They are stifling on the defensive side. As that ball goes wide, and here comes Clemson again.
That's Luke Romano has been up and down the field. You see him out there, number
Luke
5.
Romano has
Just
been
all hustle.
A defensive standout today for sure, as he typically is. And look out for the yard sales. A little smooth spin move from Chase Drake, the freshman from Virginia. Freshman was a veteran move right there.
Yeah, we've seen contributions from a wide array of ages here, as this team is not entirely comprised of seniors. As you saw at halftime, there's really only, I believe, 8 seniors on the active roster. This team is going to be great for years to come.
Alex, I remember our very first broadcast way back when. We talked about how deep this team is through all classes and how exciting it is that they have a lot of guys that are freshmen, sophomores participating now that are going to be big in the years coming.
Yeah, you know, you were talking to me earlier about potentially doing a 5th year of college just so we can call for this team, but I'm pretty sure that's just because you don't want to take your final exams.
The advisor would not allow me, unfortunately, but I don't think I'd rather go out any other way than this way.
Shot clock expires, and South Carolina is now going to go on the attack with 9.5 minutes remaining, down 7, and the clock continues to tick.
Here comes the South Carolina Gamecocks looking to score their first goal of the quarter. They kind of matched Clemson, or they actually did match the Tigers in the 3rd quarter. But that slow start where Clemson overwhelmed them has been hard to come back from, and they got the crowd rolling early, and that's been the narrative of this whole game. If you're just joining us, if you've only joined us pretty recently, I'm Luke Cahill. This is Alex Pedersen here from a little bit of a different site than usual. We're here at historic Riggs Field where the Clemson Tigers play men's, women's soccer, as well as some women's lacrosse. Today we have men's club lacrosse. And it's just stuffed by Emerson Smith as he pumps his fist and flexes to the sideline.
And boy, does he deserve
Smith
to.
is on cloud 9 today.
Yeah.
Very much to the crowd's approval.
Hey, and what do you think? What do you think Aiden McNulty's thinking right now as he watches this team from the sidelines?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like you said, McNulty went down earlier in the game. He had a slight, looked like a knee tweak, a knee injury. He was slow to get up. We haven't seen him since. His brother's taken care of.
But I don't like. I find it hard to believe that he's anything but beaming right now as he sees his brother
100%. This guy,
blossom into
he is a team guy, and when you talk to
superstar.
everybody, he is one of the biggest leaders, if not the biggest leader on this team. All smiles when we talked to him the other day. Aiden, we hope you get better, buddy. This team is not the same without them, but this team does have a 7-goal lead. McNulty has been, not just this year, every year, he has been one of the very best attackmen.
Yeah, no, I would be shocked if his jersey is not up in the rafters over at Low Conti Field after this season.
We wish him a speedy recovery, as we do not know exactly what his injury is. I'm sure all he cares about is doing what's best for this team to win. This shot goes wide. 7 minutes to go. 7-goal lead.
And you hate to say it, but time is starting to run out on these Gamecocks. You know, you could say the clock is ticking.
It definitely is, as they quickly get one.
They heard me.
We're going to go over the instant replay. Just one of those few goals. Smith has saved a lot of these goals. I'd like to say that Emerson Smith might be my most valuable player in this game. I know we have a few hat tricks in this game, but Alex, he has made some ridiculous saves. This game might not be necessarily tied if he wasn't making some of the ridiculous saves, but it might be 12-9, and it might be a little bit more nervous, and there might be more pressing. He has done an excellent job at bailing out his defense when they aren't superb and keeping this game in the comfortable area for the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Phenomenal
Like you said, it's shocking when you see the star of the game to not be one of the two guys with hat tricks, but that really is the type of performance we've seen today out of Emerson Smith, as we just see continued mishaps by the Gamecocks. Kind of what's killed them all day.
Here they come.
Snyder's going to set up and allow him to substitute here.
Snyder is back from that cramp we referred to earlier. We knew he wouldn't be out that long. Carter Gregory checking in, as well as number 10, Jared Beschel, sophomore from New York. $50 seconds on the shot clock. You get the vibe that the Tigers might use majority of that. Let's see if they can get a goal out of it as well. We don't have a name for number 45, do we?
He is not on the given roster, but another standout player. Big, tall guy out there.
Some would say he kind of looks like the big ticket in terms of his height.
You could say that. You know, tickets were free to this game, but you know, in hindsight, this would have been a pretty big ticket to sell.
I'd say so. Ipte's got to take advantage of this. Tigers leading 12-6. Time dwindling down. Oh, and another save. Popped in the air. Let's see. And it drilled.
Nice clean hit there from number 5, Luke Romano.
Jake Thompson. Oh, is it Luke Romano? Yes.
And here they come on the attack again. Big hit, but he holds on.
And now we're going back into the hit festival that was the first half. And South Carolina
just can't get out of their own way.
Tossing the ball around. Not going to help them.
A lot of head shaking. lot of hung heads on the South Carolina sideline.
Look, Alex, last few minutes of the broadcast here, Clemson looking like they're going to pull out the win. This has been a wire-to-wire domination, and we thank every Black supporter here and everybody watching us here today, because you guys have made it a great season at home here for the Tigers, a great season for this team. As another just brilliant save by Smith. You guys have made it a great season and very enjoyable for all of us here in the booth. Our team, we appreciate them, but we also appreciate you.
Looks like the Tigers are focusing here on movement.
McNulty does everything he can to stay out of the crease. Tigers ball. He might have sold that push. Gino checking in with his buddy Landon.
A few minutes remaining for these seniors in their home career. Would love to see one of them make a play, but it's not going to be on this possession.
Yeah, these seniors definitely going to play with pride the last few minutes as they have their whole career. This senior class, like you said, about 8 or 9 of them, every one of them has played a huge role in this team throughout their careers, whether it be the full 4 years or a few because they're transfers. Everybody here is looked up to, and that says a lot about the culture they've built, and you can guarantee that they'll send that culture to next year. South Carolina's got to push. Forgot the ball though. As a little sloppy here at the end of the game.
A little bit, yeah. You know, I think a few people are already starting to think about those beers over at Backstreets.
311, yeah,
referring
Backstreets.
only to the 21 and older members of this Clemson lacrosse team.
Zach, go get a picture over there with the Tiger.
For everyone else, we'll see you at it. It's Your Wiener Bar.
South Carolina looking for a last-minute prayer. Not sure they're going to get that.
I think they're looking for Jadevi and Clowney to suit up and get on the field here.
Alex, not sure he would be able to help them. Maybe in the hitting department. As this has been a physical game. And a goal for the Gamecocks cuts it to 5.
They're not coming back.
All right, so 2.5 minutes here. I'd like to see the
Closest
Tigers.
it's
It is. I'd like to see the Tigers.
6-1. Or
see the Tigers buckle down a little bit here and salt this one away. You know, you don't want to let these guys feel like they're back in it.
If they're going to want to win this game, they're going to have to get to their 13-goal average.
Student section appears already to be waving goodbye as the boys in black and garnet can only look down at their feet.
Give credit to the student section. They have frustrated that sideline all game.
Again, still got to clean up a little bit.
So there's another chance for a man up, but South Carolina's going to try to score anyways before that. And a second flag. There'll be double man down.
Uh-oh.
Tigers got to clean it up here if they want to be careful with 2:16 to go, not to get into a dogfight. It's 12-7. Again, I want to point out how well Emerson Smith has played in goal. If he wasn't playing as well as he was, this game might be very, very tense.
But this is a pretty scary moment here for the Tigers, as they've let the goal, the lead dwindle down to 4, while also
5,
while also losing one of their guys to a penalty. Gonna need a big last stand here.
And we have a streaker.
Oh, no.
Can we get that? Alex, we got someone streaking on the field.
He's going to hop the fence and try to run home.
An epic streak across the field.
You know, it's not every day you see that, and I think that's a testament to how big this game is for the Clemson faithful.
Our first streaker comes with 2 minutes left in the year. Tigers win the faceoff. That's huge because that's going to help them kill some very valuable time for the Gamecocks. Tigers going to have to run hard, though. South Carolina doing everything they can. Superzinski, he's a fast guy. Say, all right, I'll take it as he gets drilled in the corner. Just throws the ball up, and South Carolina will clear. 1:50 around to go. Here comes South Carolina. They need to score in a hurry.
Odd man rush here.
And the ball trickles behind the net. They're going to try to gather themselves as we take a look. As we take a look at these shots, Clemson out shooting by 5 shots.
Hey, someone's got to support Lacrosse.
But like we said, it's been quality of shot all game. South Carolina's got a few quality looks this quarter, and that's why it's 12-8. As it's 12-8 on the scoreboard, not 12-7. Clemson has looked a little bit like they just want to play the waiting game the rest of this quarter and the rest of this game, and I guess they had the luxury to do that, but maybe one more strong goal, put them away, get the crowd into it. This crowd has been phenomenal. You guys, our audience, have been phenomenal.
As we see the Clemson Tiger mascot has joined us today in the stands. Big fan of Clemson Lacrosse. Shout out to the Tiger.
And yeah, we appreciate it. And it's been more than just students and students' families. It is Clemson families, and that says a lot about the support. We appreciate everybody coming out. We appreciate the parents, grandparents, all the relatives watching us here today, and watching whoever it may be that you're supporting. This team, this culture, this family runs pretty deep, so we're hoping to send you guys off with a win here in the next minute 43. We'll see. We'll see if the Tigers can do that. As we're going to try to get the Clemson Tiger on camera for you. There he is.
All right. Who loves some good men's college club lacrosse action more than the
Tigers
Tigers?
just hanging out with us. As the ball kind of skips weakly to Smith. Brick going to try to get one of hopefully their final clears. Spinning away. Is that number 6 or
That's
number
5?
5?
Romano again.
Luke Romano.
Big coast-to-coast clear there.
Dang.
And he's going for it all.
Shot! Timeout.
Another
Clemson before that shot went off.
I like that call.
Minute and 8 seconds. Maybe the sideline saying, hey, we don't need anything right now. Maybe just pull it out. Take some time off the clock. 62 seconds on the shot clock, 68 seconds on the game clock. Alex, if the Tigers could really just play some keep away here, if they play some keep away here, they're going to come away with a win over the heated rival and the hated rival here in South Carolina.
No, this really is a heated rivalry between these two teams. And you know, it's interesting talking to the other guys that we'd spoken to on the team. This was not really the outcome that they saw coming. You know, obviously everything's possible, and they believe in themselves that they had what it takes to get the win. But you know, I don't think anyone expected to come out there and lead for just about the entirety of this game.
I'm having a great time
against a ferocious South Carolina attack. So this is, I mean, it really doesn't get any better for this senior squad, as we see a few big three of the seniors out there. 51 Petrangelo, 31 Fasaro, and number 2 big Landon Snyder coming out to try and salt it away.
Them and some of the future guys, Mr. Superman himself, Superzinski, and Daniel McNulty, accompanied by Carter Gregory. The freshman has had a really good day. The goalie on Emerson Smith is just smothering every single low shot today, it feels like. We've gone under a minute. 40 seconds to go.
A little bit of extracurriculars there. But
South Carolina maybe trying to take their anger out. The Tigers just saying,
as we
we'll walk away with the win here.
Looks like we see a couple Coors Lights.
Can we get a standing ovation?
Clemson, or South Carolina sideline.
Superzinski. There's not much the South Carolina Gamecocks can do today, because the Clemson Tigers are going to come away with a 4-goal win here at historic Riggs Field. If I'm not mistaken, it's the first Tigers win at historic Riggs Field
in quite a while,
a very long time. As
and here they
storm
come.
the field,
here they
the
come.
Clemson Tigers.
And they pile
dispatch the number 3 team in the country, Alex.
Yeah, as you see them out there pile on the goalie, number 48, Emerson Smith. We out here in the booth, we can't keep the smiles off our faces. Obviously, this is a very unbiased broadcast, but we have, we have some close personal relationships with a lot of these guys, and this is just seeing what this means to them. This is everything. This is
As
everything.
Clemson fans storm the field with the guys.
We got some shirtless fans.
This is
out
wonderful
here.
as the Clemson Tigers take down the Gamecocks. Alex, we got a little bit of everything from everybody. We appreciate everybody who's joined us. Still a little bit more to come before we sign off. Thank you guys for joining here tonight. We appreciate you. We appreciate our fans. Even those Gamecock fans, thanks for bearing through the bias. We really appreciate all the support to Clemson University and our friendly and maybe sometimes unfriendly rivalry with the Gamecocks. But today, Clemson, like I said, taking away the win. A huge one in the rankings as the number 10 Tigers take down the number 3
Absolutely.
Gamecocks.
This is going to shake up the heads of the bigwigs up in New York who have to vote on this poll tomorrow night.
Alex, I'm gonna get a quick check and see if we're gonna have a chance to maybe get an interview or two with the guys. I'm sure they'd love that. But while that goes on, maybe talk about a star or two of the game for you.
Yeah, I mean, right now I want to give a special shout out to 24 Aiden McNulty, who's standing out there on the field in full uniform with one crutch, out there celebrating with his team. And obviously he did contribute on the scoreboard even in his limited action. But I want to give another shout out to his younger brother coming in and making some big plays there, scoring a few goals to really put this one away. And then obviously Emerson Smith, the guy that the entire bench cleared and ran to. They didn't do that for nothing.
Alex, I just got word that we are going to have an opportunity to go down there on the field, and we're going to have an opportunity for an interview. You guys just have to hang tight for a sec as we kind of set things up. We're going to just kind of pick a few guys. We don't even know necessarily yet. Maybe. Yeah, eventually.
What?
Eventually.
I don't know.
We are going to wait till we get the all clear from our guys.
Wait for the commotion to settle a little bit, but for those of you who are diehard fans of this program, stay tuned. We might get to hear from some of the older guys about what happened, what this means to them as they hoist the Palmetto Cup for the first time in quite a while here at historic Riggs Field. How
Alex,
about that?
Last year the Tigers lost, as we spoke, 20-8. This year, they're the team holding the other team to 8. They won 12-8, and they are fired up down there on the field as they cheer. The student section was phenomenal today. The viewers on our broadcast here were phenomenal. Our team has been phenomenal all year. I know we've thanked everybody throughout the show. We can't thank them enough with one big thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and bearing with us through the whole year. Home and away fans, this has been really awesome. I want to thank all the parents that really have committed to us as we wait and see if we can get a quick interview down there. Tigers taking a big picture, as you can see down there on the left.
At this time, we're going to head down to the field, so
exactly.
We will see you
in just a moment. As we transition down there, we'll be down on the field with your post-game interview brought to you by Backstreets.
For those of you that are still with us, here we are with two of our favorite seniors in their swan song game, pulling out a major victory against number 3 South Carolina. We have number 2 Landon Snyder, make it 3, number 51 Gennaro Petrangelo, the Italian stallion, and there he is, number 14, the president, Adam Neal. How about that? Adam, talk me through this feeling a little bit. Tell me what's coursing through your veins right now. I'll tell you what, Alex, I wish I had the words for it, but I don't. But I just don't. I'm looking for it. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Oh, it's just exuberant, man. It's just, you work so hard. You know what I mean? You work so hard. You pour so much into it. And to have your best friends out there with you, it's just like, First hit the stab is still, man. Top of the world. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not throwing it. Not flipping me. Anything is possible. God, that feels good. God, that feels good. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And that's that. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I got something.
I got one for Landon here. Landon, I saw you in class this morning. You looked a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I saw you on the field today. You didn't look nervous at all. So what changed? Was it the first hit? Was it the first goal? You facilitated the offense. You killed it out there, Landon. What do you got?
You know, if you don't got nerves,
you don't fucking want it. You don't. Oh, sorry. Listen, sorry. Oh, hey, once you stepped on the field, man, we were ready. We were down. You know, music was going. Fans got us going. Boys over behind their bench got us going. You know, drew a flag. We fired up today. No words.
I love you, Landon!
Lastly, we got Chino. Chino, you facilitated a great offense. No goals today. Maybe the craziest shot attempt I've seen all year. Chino, we didn't see that, but you got the win. You recovered. You rebounded from the loss last year. Where's your mind?
I was like 10 minutes.
I don't think there was anything worse than leaving that godforsaken field in Columbia last year. I hate that place more than hell on earth. Like, that place sucks. But I knew coming in today that we were going to run Riggs Historic Field. I absolutely love this team. I love everybody here. And there was no doubt that we were going to take down the Gamecocks today. Spurs down. Go Tigers. Catch us next week. That's all I got.
Give me a hug.
Let's go. You're on the wire.
There it is.
All right, there it is, fellas. You heard it from the horse's mouth right there. Tigers beat the Gamecocks, obviously. I mean, a tiger eviscerates a chicken in a fight, as we saw on this beautiful grass here at Historic Riggs Field. So thank you all for tuning in. Those of you who stayed for the final interview portion, got really a show there. Hopefully there were no kids on for number 2 Landon Snyder's portion. But you know what? This is Alex Pedersen, my partner Luke Cahill. Thank you so much for letting us do this. Signing off from a victorious Clemson Historic Riggs Field. Good night.